Hello everyone and welcome to your year 2024 guidance video. Now this year, as I said for other signs as well, I decided to do a taroscope because the astrology of next year is so very chaos based in the sense that it's going to be surprise, surprise, the unexpected, the unpredictable, if you know what I mean. But at the same time, it's going to be individually oriented. So we need to, the big theme, one of the big themes is to figure out ourselves individually speaking. So this is why I think that tarot guidance might cover it in much greater resonance to the individual because we do need to split it up into 12 archetypes. So generally speaking, tarot might resonate a bit more. Now, I have done video for Aries, Taurus, and Gemini. In this video, I'm going to be covering Cancer, Leo, and Virgo. And just like I have done for the previous signs, I have attributed a different tarot deck to each sign of the zodiac based on, of course, what that deck kind of says to me personally. And I associated your sign, so Cancer, beginning with the first sign, with this tarot deck, which says the Golden Dawn. And the reason why this reminded me of Cancer is because, well, on one hand, on the cover image, there's the High Priestess, a lunar card, and you guys are ruled by the moon. And on the other hand, the Golden Dawn were a hermetic order, a magical order, so to speak, who were like a big family, but within that family, there were love stories, but also grave rivalries as well. So just like in any family. So this is why for you guys, I have chosen this particular tarot deck. So with this being said, let us ask the universe to show us what natives born under the sign of Cancer might expect in the year 2024. So first we have the Seven of Wands, which says valor. Then we have the Empress. Then we have the Chariot. The Chariot is actually in tarot the correspondent to your sign. And then we have the Strength. This is quite a positive configuration, to be totally honest with you, because the Valor says, the Valor card represents that 2024 is gonna be like a bit of a linear configuration, linear continuation, this is what I wanted to say, of the big themes of last year, but all, as in this year, and also previous year. So basically, it is going to feel like reaching a new karmic milestone, the next one, the next that is naturally to follow the one that you're in right now. And this kind of says to me that maybe for you guys, it is not all that much surprise, surprise in a overly chaotic sense, but rather this is where it's built on what you are already initiated or are initiating in the present moment, or the path you're on in the now. The Empress card does represent that this is going to be a year when you really, really need to embody, because that is the Empress, Venus in the sign of Taurus. Embody your values, embody your principles about values and value systems. But at the same time, it is a year when you do need to figure out what true love, or what, how should I say, love in its highest octave means for you personally. The Chariot is pretty self-explanatory in the sense that it is pass forward on your journey. But your journey, perhaps in 2024, the main chapter is Venusian. You know, uh, being strong, being brave, being uh, passionate about everything that is true value and love, different types and sources of love in your life. Uh, 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 how should I say? An advancement in that area of life. So that doesn't necessarily mean just the love life, because it means sensuality. So love and lust usually are hand in hand together, but there are people and people. For some people, they are separate. For other people, they don't even know the difference between the two. So you know what I mean. So sensuality, but also um, what a comfortable, and by this I don't necessarily mean materially or physically speaking, but more like psychologically, what a comfortable life and existence means to you, what prosperity means to you. Again, chances are not necessarily materialistically speaking, but actually the big picture from a much more philosophical and principalistic perspective. What does prosperity, what does well being mean to you, and in which degree and in which way is it present in your life? Because you're advancing, you know, it is almost like a reality check. In order for the chariot, basically the wagon, if I can call it like that, to keep on moving steadily and with a comfortable speed, so not too slow but neither too quick. This year, it is the heart and everything that has to do with value that is going to be the steering wheel of this chariot. And the strength, well, the strength in a way goes hand in hand really with all this energy. The strength represents the sign of Leo. So the heart, creativity, the chariot, the love chariot, so to speak, the love rocket, uh, is fueled. The motor, it is the very motor of the chariot of love, the heart space, creativity. Your This actually reminds me that for some Cancer natives, especially those who are not parents, it could be a great year for fertility and to have children. The children can be a symbolism of this Empress card, a pregnant goddess, you know, pregnancy, and the heart, children, youth, your life and heart and emotional world, chariot being more complete because there is a guest in your life. But now let us clarify each card and see the details. So, of course, the Seven of Wands first. What does that Seven of Wands mean? Ooh, we have two cards, Nine of Cups, which is absolutely wonderful, and Eight of Cups reversed. Eight of Cups reversed. Now, this to me says the Nine of Cups. You were set out on a journey, the chariot, to, I do believe, to achieve the most balanced state and life that you could possibly accomplish for yourself. In other words, you were seeking for your either happiness, because you know that is the main symbol of the Nine of Cups, but it can, for other natives, it can also be to be more happy. And why? Because you came to the big conclusion that happiness is very important in life. You cannot live in just sacrificial mode or self-discipline mode or self-sufficient mode, not to bother anyone. In you know, you can if you necessarily want to, but that doesn't make the soul grow. that doesn't make the heart grow, and definitely not your Venus. So happiness, very many times, it is almost like mandatory in life. So you no longer escaped from this. You faced this. So basically, this Eight of Cups reverse represents for some natives, for a very few, it even represents that you won, Seven of Wands, the battle with addiction or any kind of escapism which distracted you. For other, most, it actually means that you're no longer running away from the truth, especially that kind of truth which has to do with fulfillment and satisfaction in life, which is imperatively a must. In a certain degree, it has to be part of life as well, you know? So basically, this, long story short, means that you are going to advance on this journey, on this mission of yours. Seven of Wands means valor, courage, so resonant with the Strength card. And the Nine of Cups is a completion moment where perhaps the completion is not 1,000,000% done. You're not looking back that it completed. You're in the midst of completion. So that makes it all that much exciting. So the Empress is completed by the Two of Swords reversed and the King of Cups. And I would also like to, yeah, another card. The Wheel of Fortune. Well, those natives, those Cancer natives who are single and open, I do believe this kind of means it will be a great opportunity for a relationship, but not just any relationship, but where you might have manifested one another. I do believe this is the most careful term that I could use. Why careful? Because fated, there is no guarantee that it's gonna feel like a romance movie. Sorry. That is why if you manifest each other, that means that it will start off as fulfillment of a need. This might have to do with like a very simple case of the emotional need to be loved or have a relationship, but it can also have a totally different need where a common hobby, a common something that unites you, a common choice, a common problem that both of you need to take care of before even knowing of each other's existence, and the solution of the problem unites your ways, for example. But either way, if you are single and open, this can be a relationship where you manifest that person and vice versa. So this can feel King of Cups, very fulfilling, this like hits this, really, really hits the spot. And you see the person immediately for what they are, Two of Swords. And the Two of Swords reverse can also mean you commit. You don't have to think about it because you feel it so strongly. But for other people, Venus with the Two of Swords, it can mean a contract. It can mean an investment. It can mean something legally binding, but the thing is, you find something that you need. Like, let me give you an example of what this combination can represent. Empress, let's say you're a female Cancer and you wish for that very mature and emotionally intelligent male to be your partner. They are the King of Cups. He might be a bit more mature than you in age. He might be more, basically older than you. But there it is, your wish fulfilled. The Wheel of Fortune, life truly, this is just for example purposes. Like, but for other people, let's say you're a couple and you listening to this are the Cancer part of the couple. You need to have children. That's so horrible the way I said it. You wish to have children. King of Cups, wish granted. You know what I mean? Uh, but this can be, as I said, job related, career, anything. But the value or the love or the satisfaction is what matters. Why not? For some people, it can even be material, money, energy. It can, but I do believe this energy fulfills an emotional need, fulfills it, like hits the spot. But hitting again, we must not ignore the previous card. Either karmically speaking, psychologically speaking, mentally speaking, or physically, or anything, you worked for it. Either, as I said, directly, you worked for this purpose. Indirectly, you have good karma or you generated something which changed this. Now, let us ask about the Chariot. The Prince, I'm not going to keep the, sorry, I'm not going to keep the Prince of Swords. I'm discriminating here, I know. So, what does the Chariot mean? High Priest. Wow. So, right off the bat, whatever this is, whatever these, how should I say, unfolding of events, chaining of events, quantum entangled elements in your life, which are more linear than not again. For other signs, a lot of chaos came through, like very chaotic. Events may not even have temporal correlation. But for you guys, it's actually flowy. It is actually quite linear. One leads to the other. So this is like a value upgrade. This is like for the long-term future. This is like you integrate it into your life. It becomes you. High Priest can also represent contract, which means acquisition, which means investment, getting something, buying something. It can also mean committing to a relationship. It can also mean becoming a father, a parent, especially this for male cancers. And we have the Ace of Wands. Well, for those listeners who understand a bit of mysticism, this kind of confirms the male Cancer. Because this is the male element. This is that because of this, they become a father, you know. But just joking. So the Ace of Wands means that whatever this advancement is, you integrate it into your life, but it will also need effort. Like, again, never forget the reading was opened by the Seven of Wands. It's very positive, but it's not effortless. It is where your efforts are working, so keep on. Keep on doing the good work, keep on investing, basically. This is but it will feel so fresh, so new, and so stabilizing. But a commitment. So again, security, stability. You get what you worked for, basically. That's what it says. So last but not least, the Strength card. Well, the Prince of Swords insists on we being here, so let us offer him the chance. But you know, the princes and princesses do depict a youth energy. Again, for some natives, this might mean a child. Because, you know, the child and the youth and the creational theme just keeps on coming and coming. And we have the Tower. This, hmm. I just want to clarify what crumbles or what is feels so fated. Seven of Swords with the Prince of Swords. Well, the Tower, this is your surprise. Yeah. The Tower represents that the way this will play out will come as a surprise. You would, how should I, you desire the Nine of Cups. So, of course, you want this. Of course, you desire this. Of course, you have faith in it, in a sense. And this is not a unfounded faith because the Eight of Cups reversed, as in you confronted the need. Seven of Wands, you are doing stuff in this sense. But I do believe this moment, the Empress and the Wheel of Fortune is gonna surprise you. Is and Seven of Swords, maybe it comes through the internet, or maybe you won't see it coming in a sense that maybe there's gonna be a connection and you wouldn't even dream that it will end up here, you know? Or if it's, as I said, this doesn't necessarily have to be love and romance. Something that you do not foresee will lead you to that completion of value, to that integration of value, to that very positive, basically, I want to say life goal that you are gonna achieve. And the strength, power, the energy input, it will shock your heart, but in a good sense. Queen of Wands, what you've been waiting for. You can start building. It will also start a new creative cycle in your life. Well, again, Queen of Wands is like a female who wants to become a mother. The theme just keeps on getting, thicker and thicker. But I think this is about it. So thank you so very much, Cancer natives. I really hope that you enjoyed it and wishing you a blessed and very happy 2024. Hello to all of you wonderful Leo natives. As I said to previous star signs, this year I'm going to be choosing Tarot Scope, and I'm going to be using a different tarot deck for each and every sign. For your sign, I have chosen this tarot deck, which is called Cosmosis Tarot. And those of you who know a little bit of astrology will figure it out immediately why. Yes, because the Leo usually rules the heart. It is heart centered. Even in anatomy, it corresponds to the heart. So, yeah, the heart really got my attention. And I think, and even in other ways, this deck resonates to Leo natives. So, of course, let us ask the main themes of 2024. In this deck, the pages are not named, so I might struggle a little bit, and I do apologize in advance. So the main themes for you guys for the year 2024. We have action, which is the Eight of Wands. Well, maybe some of you guys are already right off the bat gonna travel to foreign places, even exotic. Eight of Swords, trapped. Okay, so you're gonna get out of certain bounds. Oh my goodness, the Hangman. Again, bounds. Restriction. The devil clarified. Actually, the devil came clarified already, so I'm gonna keep these. Nine of swords and Ace of Wands reversed. Now, please allow me a couple of moments to interpret it and integrate this because I find this so interesting. Very, very interesting. So, long story short, I do believe that just like for most signs on for whom I've done the reading until this moment, there was a lot of chaos in the year 2024, but this makes sense astrologically, so of course. And I do believe for you guys as well, but this is where it is actually chaos leading to balance. It is not the typical chaos, it is the like eris, like discordia, the necessary chaos to build, to construct, but in this sense, to break you free. This is going to be a year where you do need to define very deeply, philosophically, mentally, in a rather high sense, what freedom means to you personally and in which degree you have it in your life. Because freedom never more important for you than it is beginning to become right now and also next year. And I do believe you achieve that freedom. So the Eight of Wands means very swift, quick movement. It means action, basically, as the card says. Um, but it also represents long distance travel, and it can also represent like anything that we do internationally, communication, contracts, travel, any relationships that we have abroad. So, but next we have the Eight of Swords. This is where, and I would like to link that Eight of Swords also with the Hangman, because you are in a period and have been in a period for the past 3 years, possibly, where you entered in a certain kind of repair mode, where you, in a way, isolated yourself, isolated your life, went into a certain kind of cocoon. Now, why? Either because some natives were disappointed by, or they lost a relationship, a romantic partnership, like relationship, but maybe not just divorce. Maybe they actually lost their partners in the scorpionic sense, as in they move past on. For other natives, maybe friends, society, a way of life, a career, a major area of life, they had a big disappointment where they felt that the future is pointless, it's futile, it's not leading anywhere. The happiness that they need, Leo, we're speaking about Leos, the happiness, the fervor, the fire, the joy that they need to have in their life is nowhere. So this suggests that something of this nature disappointed you, where you did not see the light at the end of the tunnel anymore. So you went into isolation. You dissociated. For if it's a relationship, it's clear what happened. But this can also be job, lifestyle, city, place in the world, relocation, life path, spirituality. But this was also hand in hand in a way with depression. You had down moments. You had moments when you were really not okay mentally, emotionally, spiritually. You were in dark places. You had fallings. So that is why self repair mode, because you really, really needed to figure stuff out from yourself. And maybe some of you guys had to travel as well. Travel just to get out from the pattern, to get out from the mental trap. But you've done a lot of sacrifices. This is where, like, your transformation wasn't necessarily where the typical snake or spider or whatever sheds its skin, is tarantula exoskeleton, or the crab cancer. This was more like autonomy, which means when, you know, the lizard or the spider voluntarily detaches from the limb or tail or whatever to save its life. You broke something off of you, and you ran for your life. Not a moment of cowardice, because we're speaking about Leo, but a moment of disappointment, disapproval, and like a personal rebellion. So the hangman, and even though you have done so much for your healing journey to get control, to get understanding, to get stable, and all of that, what is completed already. So good job, well done. But a part of you still feels trapped in the cocoon, trapped in life, doesn't see the future. So just like I have done for previous piles, let's clarify what each card means in the too many. So the Eight of Wands. Seven of coins, rewards, it says. Now, yeah, the Seven of Coins. Rewards, yeah, absolutely. But this is where, can you actually be rewarded? Because you're in the cocoon and the rewards are outside the cocoon. Hence, you need to break free, and the freedom and all that. But the Seven of coins, you planted seeds of intentions, but you had to go hungry, a cycle, symbolically, of course, because those seeds needed to grow into adult plants who could flower and give fruit then. So this means a lot of waiting. This means a lot of patience. And this also means slow, one step at a time, baby steps. You took life in micro baby steps, and it wasn't easy. And, you know, as you can see in the image, a lot of you guys discovered new activities. Some went into gardening, for example, because this is like clearly the depiction of the image. And I actually know a Leo native who is a gardener, but others might have learned skills, talents, or certain hobbies which produce or provide something useful in your life, even if small. And the next card was justice. Again, the decision. But for some natives, legal, some kind of legal stuff with paperwork. Maybe some Leo natives are preparing to relocate. This can mean the preparations necessary and the legal, the documents, etc., etc. For other Leo natives, this means purchasing a home, purchasing something big which is legally binding. A house will need a lot of paperwork and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So it means going ahead with a big purchase, while for others, you have the you make a choice to escape something. You make a choice to go for your freedom, to take a smaller or greater risk. But because the risk is that maybe you don't feel that whatever you're going to aim for is going to make you happy, and you have to abandon the cocoon for that, remember? And the cocoon is like a comfort zone. It is bad, and it is like both sweet and sour, at this bitter and sweet at the same time, because It gives you the comfort. You exist in your peace, but it's also a prison that you cannot bear anymore because your heart needs the joy. No, the Nine of Swords is a card of depression, anxiety, and when your mental condition is not that great, the devil, what rules your life? You need it mental for your mental health to go on this adventure, to break out from the cocoon, to take a risk or to embrace something new. So this justice either means that you make the decision so that it's final, you're going to go ahead with it. But for other people, it means you get the resources legally, or you get some legal help, or you find the means. The next we have court cards. We have the page of coins, if I'm not mistaken, and the queen of swords. I need to further clarify this, so please bear with me a bit. We have the Four of Wands reversed. This to me says relocation, or either relocation, or for some people to have something that is yours, as in like purchasing a land or a home, or making where you live yours, like paying off a mortgage, or you know what I mean, ownership even. But this is what you want to get away from, the way that is right now. You want greater stability. So 2024 is going to be quite relevant in that sense for Leo natives who need anything to do at home. For some, even not the physical house, finding your place in the world, you know what I mean? Relocating, going abroad. Now, this hangman is clarified by rebirth, which is the Ten of Swords. Is it? Yes. And it is also clarified by the, if I'm not mistaken, it is called discernment. And this is the Page of Swords. Now, rebirth, the Ten of Swords is usually not a positive card because it means the end, it means defeat, it means surrender, it means the mind cannot go beyond. So the end of something. But along with the hangman, that's quite positive. Because especially with the Page of Swords, you're gonna start thinking enough with the hangman. So enough being confused, enough being powerless, enough whatever happened 3 years ago or something like that. Enough of self-repair mode. You know, just like a lion. When the lion is wounded and vulnerable, well, it will just curl up somewhere and try to, lick the wound and heal it, and it is vulnerable basically. So enough of that, time to navigate outside. And the devil was clarified already, so the mental prison, getting out of mental prison. But this Ace of Coins reversed might mean a risk, a bold move, an investment which has a risk attached to it, but you're still wanting to. And material, for other Leo natives, it means that you need to find the resources. Clarified by the Five of Wands confrontation, a battle, but understand this symbolically, legal situation where you have to go for it, not necessarily conflict, but the waiting game, one paper after the other, one expert after the other. Or it can mean where you need to endure something, you need to make arrangements, or for example licitation, auctioning, bidding against other people, especially investment. So this does mean very, very dynamic action, basically. The Lovers, but it gets you there. You know, the Lovers don't understand it necessarily romantically, even though for some Leos, that's exactly the case. They had a separation and then they decide to embrace a new relationship. But I do believe that usually this Lovers means that whatever you're looking for also is also looking for you, so you find it. It means the freedom, basically embracing something outside of the cocoon, outside of the shell, outside of repair mode, self-repair mode, for example. So it's going to be quite an interesting year. And it is going to have its challenges, especially the waiting game and how you're going to break out from the cocoon. Because chances are you need to break it from the inside. Something won't just come along and crack it for you. This is where in inner initiation, that hence why you need to feel ready, you need to feel nurtured, you need to be feel supported by life or legally, or you need to have everything in balance, basically. So thank you so very much, Leo natives, for listening. I really hope that this was useful, and I am wishing you guys a very, very happy 2024 and a lot of blessings. So hello, dear natives born under the sign of Virgo. Just as I have said for other signs, for certain considerations, I have came to the conclusion that a tarot scope would be much more useful for the year 2024. And just like I have done for other signs, I am going to be using a individual tarot deck for your sign as well. And I choose the tarot deck based on the resonance it has with me. So for you guys, I have chosen this one, Tarot of the Crystal World. And this is because crystal, that is so very Virgo. And Virgo is a mutable earth sign. Crystals have to go through a lot of transformation until they get to a crystalline state. The spiritual element of the crystals, because the crystals are actually tools used in so very many spiritual practices. Pisces is the energy, the philosophy, the magic. Virgo, the opposite sign of Pisces, can be the crystal, the catalyst. So I'm sure you get what I'm saying. So let us ask the divine what 2024 has planned for Virgo natives. So we have the Four of Wands. Very, very nice. We have the King of Wands reversed. We have the Page of Cups. But actually, I'm so sorry, but I changed my mind. I cannot have the Page as a main card, so I'm gonna put him back. We have the Eight of Cups, so the Cups energy, I understand. And the final one, well, we'll have this Tower card, but also two other cards popped out. So I would like to keep that. Actually, the Tower was reversed. Or what? Yeah, it was reversed. And we have the Three of Wands and the Fool both reversed. Now, I hope I don't get in trouble because the Fool I can't censor it. So I really hope I won't get in trouble because of that. But it is part of the fool. So let's get back to your reading. So what this says is that there is going to be a massive energy shift in the year 2024 for you. Without a shadow of a doubt, there is going to be a lot of completion, four of wands, completion of certain things, regardless of which nature and what area of life, but which are very important for the Virgo natives' sense of stability, where they have a certain peace at the back of their minds, where they feel that things that truly matter to them very much are at least somewhat balanced or manageable or in decent and tolerable conditions. So this, to achieve this state, is going to be the most important theme for 2024 in Virgo natives' lives. But you can imagine that individually, to achieve that will mean different things for different people, depending on which area of their lives has the most important things for them. And the importance is determined by the soul, not necessarily just by the mind, because this is a very maturing year. And the maturity is the King of Wands reversed. What does that mean? It means that they're going to be much more patient with themselves, because Virgo natives can be very, very ruthless slave drivers with themselves. With others, really not all that much, or not much at all. But with themselves, do this. Why are you procrastinating? That's what Virgo natives say to themselves. Why you have this idea, you have it figured out. Why aren't you doing it yet? But this is where time to breathe, time to have a sip of water, time to, I don't know, smoke a cigarette if that's the case, say hi to the neighbor or whatever. The mind needs to understand that that's also part of life, part of the day, part of the routine. So this King of Wands reversed says exactly that. No matter how much certain things will frustrate Virgo natives, and why do I say frustration? Because you can imagine that this Four of Wands energy is where it is something is within grasp, something is within reach, but the waiting game of the right moment. When do I do it? Do I do it now or in which way? The excitedness of the moment, of how will they actually, because it's already in reach. So it's a certainty that they complete something important, but how the details, for Virgo, definitely, devil is in the details. But we also have an Eight of Cups, abandoning, walking away from relationships. And by this, I don't really think that this points to romantic ones. Connections, social connections, friends, acquaintances, even neighborly situations, people who belong to in their spheres, walking away from all those relationships which don't have a strong element of honesty to it. Virgo natives, especially with this King of Wands reversed, they want their lives to be more honest than ever. As in, if let's say a certain connection, let's say that a Virgo native has a so-called friend who is really a person who they do business with within their firm. But if that Virgo native will finally see that the connection, it is really just business and the friendship is just a mask that both of you put on, then you can imagine the Virgo native is not gonna go to that glass of wine anymore, is not gonna put up the show. Virgo is going to be very honest and say, well, look, we're not really friends. Let's be honest about it. So this is what I mean, that they're going to walk away from a lot of things in life which don't hold their truth, which don't, and not necessarily truth, but honesty, masks off. On the other hand, this card also represents that Virgo natives are really, really going to tap into their spiritual vibes. This means altered state of consciousness, spiritual experiences, synchronicities. This also represents, like emotional healing, plant medicine, um, psychological healing, going to certain groups or specialists, or doing it their own way, self doing it, to release the past, to release emotions, to become free, and that guides them into an altered state of consciousness. And regardless of how they choose to do it, it means a much greater connection with their spirituality. And then finally, the Tower, clarified by the Fool reversed and the Three of Wands reversed. And the Tower is reversed as well. So this is the right way. This means a massive surprise. This means that if something related to this Four of Wands, the completion, in your life what completion you really, really need and want. What gives you like that peace of mind that you have been looking for. You know what that is. If that doesn't come the when you expected, if the timing of that does not meet your general Virgo like overview of the year, planning basically of next year, don't panic, don't stress, don't rage, don't allow the frustration to drive you mad, because surprise, surprise, it will come much better than you could possibly even expect or imagine. It will be the spur of a moment, the Hangman reversed, sorry, Tower reversed and Fool reversed means surprise, surprise. Like this is almost like when Mars and Uranus are conjunct in astrology. It's But there is a chance, because these are reversed, that it comes as an epiphany. Maybe the timing of this Four of Wands comes from within you. When the Tower, something basically possesses you, you go and do it because you will feel it's the right opportunity. Something will resonate almost obsessively deeply, hence you will know that it's the case. But the thing is, you're not looking for this. You would never ever want the resonance or the feeling or the gut or whatever to be the determining factor. You don't want that at all. And yet, that's how it still enters your life. So you can imagine it's going to feel so tense. But let's clarify. Let's clarify the Four of Wands first of all. So we have the Justice. Justice. I think it's the Justice card. It has to be. I'm so sorry for this, but usually that all of the tarot decks depict the figure quite relevantly. I'm guessing this is the Justice. Because she has the sword and the glasses. The goddess Justitia. It is the Justice. Yeah, absolutely. Two of Swords. You see, this is how the universe works for in everyone's life. I was unsure what this was, and this Two of Swords is for me personally. For me, the reader, the universe telling me, yep, it is the Justice card. And the Eight of Coins. This is so beautiful. Past 8 years, what have you been working on? Or what is that thing, what I said earlier, to give you that peace of mind that finally it's stable or it's acceptable, it's ready, something for your future. It's here, it comes, and decision, justice, and also legally binding. For some, Four of Swords, it's house, a land, a property. For others, it's something that is susceptible to a celebration, something that you would really, really celebrate. And it will overjoy your soul and your willpower. Let's see what the Nine of King, sorry, King. I don't know. I'm Mercury retrograde season. So of course I'm not normal. I'm not all with it today. Strength reversed. And Eight of Swords. Yeah. Moments of frustration. Moments when you think it's never gonna happen, or it's delayed, or is the universe playing with me? What should I do? Moments when you will be stopped in your tracks, probably Mercury retrograde moments next year. And the guidance here is don't push it. If you're blocked, if you're, the image speaks for itself, bound, go with the flow. Don't allow it to turn it into inner rage. It's okay for you not to be in control. And whenever you can't figure it out mentally, trust the gut, because it was never as intelligent and as smart as now. So even though you get this achievement and you worked for it, as I said, past 8 years, that is a lot of planning. That is a lot of small steps. That is a lot of mistakes, trial and errors, especially the mistakes. And it will still not be the way you think. It's maybe not linear, but don't worry, trust the moment. Don't enrage. So the Queen of Wands. Sorry, Wands, Queen of Wands. Knight of Swords. I need another one. Here. Nine of Coins. Beautiful. Again, you will get everything that you need. You know what I mean? The impulse, Queen of Wands, the initiative, the patience that you had, everything that you have in your life, you must look at what you have, the plus side. Not necessarily toxic positivity and all of that, because that's not Virgo. That's not specific to Virgo. But you really need to see the completion part of everything that you have in your life, especially when there are going to be the moments of full stop, stagnation, procrastination, the annoyance of every Virgo native. At those moments, look at what is completed in your life and how far you've come, because you'll get the Nine of Coins. You will get there. Because this look how beautiful the depiction is. You will be definitely proud, thankful, and grateful to your. This Nine of Cups also represents independence. So independence is also going to be a very big theme of the year 2024. Achieving it is definitely not easy. A lot of frustration, and when you cannot take action, or when things don't go according to your calculations or plans. But fate, remember, fate will still get you there. So you will have to go with the flow even when sometimes the Fool and the Three of Wands, even at sometimes going with the flow, might seem madness, lunacy to Virgo, mercurial, rational, etc. Virgo natives might seem as total lunacy, but that is exactly how you're gonna get where you need to be. So don't you worry. When life, the tower reversed chaos, unexpected, things that delay you, things that change dates, cancellations, the work of your past 8 years, you need to have the stability. And you're, despite the chaos, you're still gonna get there. And you're gonna get there in a much better way than normally. Then if you would follow your own plans and designs, don't worry, you'll get there. You'll definitely. This is where will have a major achievement, something that you really need in your life. Especially when things don't look like that, when you stress, when it's frustrating, when you feel trapped, optionless, when you have no clue what to do, just trust, because it will get you there in a surprising and chaotic way. Sometimes when you have given up chasing it, it will just pop up like the Fool reverse position. For some Virgo natives, this Fool actually means getting a new pet, someone entering your life but a non-human, like a pet or an animal or something like that. And ultimately, the Tower reverse means that whatever will seem like doom and gloom, danger, or your fears, actually they will not complete. So hence this escapism. This year you can't be like your typical Virgo self. This year you have to be much more like your opposite self, the Pisces. Sometimes just to trust, sometimes just to flow. Other times, despite reality telling you otherwise, still know that it's gonna be okay in the sense that you get what you want. One extra card as a closure. The Six of Cups reversed. And the Page of Pentacles. This means that life is gonna be the feel of life is gonna shift so very much. This is where the past and how things used to be in the past will stop mattering. Each day as you progress into 2024, the less the past will matter. And that is wonderful because that means more forgiveness, less fears, less tough lessons that you need to, and the new beginnings. But in a modest, childlike, innocent way. And the beginner's luck with that. So I do hope that this was helpful. Thank you, Virgo natives. I really hope that you are going to have a blessed and really magical 2024. And until next time, bye for now.